Dear listeners, now let us turn to a very interesting and important topic, that is EQ, which is emotional intelligence, as a social skill and social competence. So Daniel Goleman differentiates between the following stages of skills which are important in your EQ. The first one is self-management. When you manage yourself, your very own emotions. So you are able to control impulsive feelings and behaviors, manage your very own emotions in a healthy manner, healthy ways, take initiative, follow through on commitments, and adapt to changing circumstances. The second one is your self-awareness. So you have to become aware of what emotions you are experiencing at a given moment. You recognize your very own emotions and how they affect your thoughts and behavior. You know your strengths and weaknesses and have self-confidence. The third one is social awareness. So you recognize the emotions in the others. So you are so apt in your EQ skill that you not only recognize your very own emotions, but also the emotions in the others. You have actually empathy towards them, tolerance. And you can understand the emotions, needs, desires, wishes, concerns of the other people surrounding you. And you can pick an emotional cue, feel comfortable socially, and recognize the power dynamics in a group or an organization. The last and one of the most difficult ones to actually acquire is the relationship management. So, due to your skills, your EQ skills, so self-management, self-awareness, social awareness, you become able to manage your relationships with your surroundings. You know how to develop and maintain good relationships, good interpersonal relations, to communicate clearly in an understandable manner, inspire also and influence others. This is why this feature is very important in leadership. And you can work very well within a team and manage conflict in an appropriate manner. So let us put it this way. All of these are very important in your EQ. When we speak about self-management, we have to know that you have to understand and take control of your very own emotions. Self-awareness, recognize your emotions. And here are the cues. I have talked about emotional faces, facial expressions in my first session. And according to Paul Ekman, who carried out an investigation at the University of California, these emotional faces are the same across cultures, mainly those of basic emotions. So this is the reason why one of your EQ skills, so self-awareness and social awareness, can become clear according to these patterns. And this is very important to note, because if you do not know how to read faces, you will not be able to understand what emotion the person is feeling and experiencing at the moment of speech production. And also here we can consider the display rules, which we have talked about in our session devoted to emotion management. And Ekman and Friesen suggested 4 display rules, as we can remember: cultural display rules, personal display rules, vocational requirements, and the need of the moment. So when we are social aware, we can guess what display rules the person applies. So this much for EQ as a social skill, and this can be acquired in due course of time. And I do hope that this session was very helpful to you. And one more aspect that I wanted to draw your attention to is the time of digitalization. Now, in the times of the coronavirus, and especially the times of internet and digitalization, we have to be very careful with the reading emotions, because sometimes people can mask their emotions through emoticons, through emojis, and we have to be able to read between the lines. We have to understand what the speaker conveys. We have to differentiate between the speaker meaning and the actual lexical meaning, and to be able to manage our relations appropriately. Sometimes in this era, people might think that their emotions are overlooked, but this is one of the most important aspects in human communication and interaction, and emotions constitute a great part in our lives. And thus, my advice to pay great attention to your emotions as well as the emotions of the others, and you will have actually a better quality of life. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Wishing you strong health in this uneasy time. And I do hope that my lecture sessions were interesting for you and brought something new to your life. Thank you. Goodbye. Truly yours, Anna Maria Rostomyan.